Hey, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Joneses. My name is Rika. I'm a blogger and owner of RikaMovesTheChains.com. Tonight on the show, from Cowboys Zone, Bluff City Cowboy Marcus Jones. From Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, Eric, Mr. Producer, Burger.
You almost called him Moffat.
I'm really bad at this.
What's good?
Our special guest tonight, Trey Moffitt. And unfortunately for everybody, the reason Zeke's Gooch needed baby powder in the first place, Charlie Moffitt. Hey guys, listen, I love this Zeke's Baby Powder t-shirt. TwistedGorilla.com is the best place online to buy t-shirts. They've got funny tees, sarcastic tees, but most importantly, y'all, they've got Cowboys tees. So head over to TwistedGorilla.com and make sure to let them know that you're a fan of this show, you're a fan of t-shirts, you're a fan of Zeke's Gooch when you use coupon code RIKA15 and save 15% at checkout. Hey, Mendoza. Hey, Andrew Lunsford. Thanks for joining. Everybody, don't forget to hit that like button down there. Help us out. Or you can hit the dislike if you hate Charlie, and we don't blame you for that at all. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you can get notified every time that we're on. And share the stream, because I'm sure there's somebody on social media that you hate enough to make them watch us. Hey, the lunatic. So what are we talking about tonight, guys?
Philly. All Philly. Yeah, I think everybody's done. I think everybody's done with the Chargers. It's all Philly from here on out.
Well, it's going to be a lot of continuation after the injury bugs that have hit.
Yeah, there's some new stuff with COVID.
We're going to see more Micah, it sounds like.
Absolutely. I mean, with Neal out, it seems like we should have him at linebacker, but then again,
Anaya's out.
But that's going to kind of affect that rotation a little bit, even though, like Eric said earlier this week, Anaya wasn't really playing on the left. I think we'll probably still be using Micah in that spot some. I think getting pressure on Hurts is going to be a priority this week, just looking at what Philly's done the last 2 weeks. But then again, they haven't faced a really tough defense yet either. So this is going to be interesting to see how they use Micah, how they rotate him, where they put him. Charlie?
What? About Micah?
You want to talk about Cox on the field?
No, I think Cox and LVE would get more snaps. You know, I mean, with Neal being out, as far as where Micah goes, I think that's still up to grabs. I think you can see him at defensive end again, or I think you can see him at Mike and spying Jalen, and I think he's going to be everywhere. I don't think they'll do him like they did last week. Even with the eye out, I don't think they'll just full-time him there, but I didn't think they would last week either, and they did. So I could be wrong on this one too.
So, Charlie, you don't think we see that same BS where Jalen plays 99% of the snaps now that they can make an excuse to justify it?
No. I don't think he'll play. I mean, are you saying they're going to put him at the end? So
no, I'm saying since we're short at linebacker and Micah's playing end, do you think they may just play Jalen 96% of the Mike snaps and split up the wheel between Cox and LVE and whoever else?
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
That's my fear.
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Mine
How many
too.
snaps did he get last time? I never looked at. I was so busy last week. I never looked at PFF or anything. How many?
I think he went from 14% week 1 to 48, 49% last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that
Okay.
percentage or was that snaps? I thought
Oh,
that was snaps.
percentage. I think it was
Percentage
percentage.
of snaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and let me ask you guys this. I was thinking about it today because last week we didn't have a starting defensive end at all. But this time we do have Gregory. And with their starting left tackle being out, Gregory should have a pretty damn good day. So does that mean that maybe we don't need to do as well on that left defensive end spot because we're going to have such an advantage down on the right side? What do you think about that?
That's a good point. My biggest fear is Micah and the run defense at the left end. We know he's a beast when it comes to linebacker, but playing at that left end spot and hand in the dirt and taking a hit from a guy that outweighs him by 80 pounds every single play, I don't know. I don't know how his body can handle that in terms of the run game. And I mean, we saw his moves last week. He's very raw, but he has moves. But when you play a team who I think will establish the run a little bit more, all the stuff the Chargers were doing might not be the same thing, might not be as effective this week as they were last week.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clear it up, Jalen had 54 snaps, not percentage. He
Okay.
took 54 snaps.
Out of 71, I think.
Out of 71. And then the week before, he had 16 snaps.
So that's about 65%.
Okay,
in that neighborhood.
65%.
And I've said at the beginning, I want him 60% or under. So that's not
Right.
too far off from where I wanted him from.
But yeah, do you think they jumps to 90 this week?
No, I don't. I don't think they'll jump that high. I think he'll probably jump above what it was last week. But I mean, but that's if they move him to defensive end full time, and I'm not convinced they will. I still think they'll play him at middle linebacker more than they did last week, which is absolutely zero. He took no snaps from middle linebacker last week.
Yeah.
So I think he will this week. I think they'll move around more.
Right.
But
and the Eagles' rushing game is going to be different than what the Chargers was because their leading rusher right now is their quarterback. Yeah. Hurts has 144 rushing yards right now. Miles Sanders has 129. So
all the more reason to play him at middle linebacker.
I would agree.
The only time I want to see Mike on the edge is when Randy Gregory's tired and comes off the field, and we can put him over there at the right side against the backup tackle again and maybe get some snaps. I don't want to see him against Lane Johnson coming from the left without any real moves. I think their offense runs through Jalen. So put him in the middle and have him spy.
Who's out? Armstrong's out, Inani's out, right?
Yep.
Right.
We might see more defense in than I thought.
So I think we'll see more of Golston this week.
Yeah, Chauncey gets his shot.
And then we've got Basham. And we've got Gregory.
And we got Urban too.
Urban can play defensive end as well. So
I think left defensive end is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great. You only limited on options, but
yeah,
I think the productivity you get out of a middle linebacker or him at middle linebacker would far out, weigh any production you're going to get from left defensive end. I think you're just nullifying him against Lane Johnson, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I'd have to see him before. I'd have to see him against Lane Johnson before I can say he can't play it to because Lane Johnson would be a good test.
Yeah,
where he's at it as a defensive
Slater was
end.
a good test. You just mean from that side?
Yeah, from that side.
That's fair.
Yeah,
and so.
And I don't know for how many days, but there was a tweet earlier this week. I don't remember who from, Todd Archer probably. Micah has been spending some time working out with DeMarcus Ware and with DeMarcus Lawrence.
They all have, man.
You
can
saw
see
DeMarcus Lawrence on the scooter. Giving pointers. So that I don't know if that may be an indication of what the game plan is as far as Micah goes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Beast of the East, thank you for joining us. Looks like a new name.
Yep. Welcome.
Hey, Beast of the East. Welcome to the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe and ring the notification bell. Even at the end, if it turns out you don't like us, you won't be able to troll us if you don't know when we're on. All right, what's next? So we
Hey,
talked about defensive
Yeah, you're
end.
forgetting Kamara too.
I was just about to say,
Kamara, I forgot about. I kind of Kamara.
and also the lunatic just put up something I didn't know. They signed my Ole Miss alum Breland Speaks to the practice squad.
Yes, I saw that earlier this week. I forgot about that. Thank you,
Yeah.
the lunatic.
And of course, I watched every snap he played. I love him as a player. It's just I don't know what the disconnect is because he is very talented as a pass rusher.
Okay.
So, Beast of the East, make sure you subscribe to all our channels. I'm sure you've gone through wherever you are, but make sure you hit up the rest of them.
Okay, so
Yeah, check
we
our
talked
check our
about-
channels section on our actual channel, and sub up and down the line there.
Hey, so guys, let me ask you a question before we move off defensive end.
Okay.
Kamara, which end spot is he playing? How many snaps do you think he gets? Even with the depleted defensive end group.
I think he fits right defensive end better than he does left.
I agree.
I don't think he can handle left. I don't think he's big enough. I mean, he's same size as Parsons, but Parsons is another animal compared to him. So, but yeah, I think right, but
And with their
I thought he fared
starting,
well at left defensive end last week.
Oh, you did?
yeah, with
He,
their starting
he
left
actually-
tackle
Yeah, go ahead.
out, that would maybe give Kamara a little bit of an edge being against a backup down there on that right side. So he would maybe take the snaps that maybe we might have seen Anai take.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess my concern with last week, just an anomaly. For one, you had an awful tackle playing right tackle, and then you had a team that rarely ran the ball. And I just feel like, for me, my left defensive end is more of a run stopper, and I have concerns about guys like Kamara, and even Micah to an extent, and how well they hold up against the run playing that position.
Yeah, size wise, that makes sense. How confident are you with them running up the middle? Because I really think that's where they could probably exploit us, but I don't know if they will because they're more of an outside guy. You know, other than Jalen Danson, Saunders and company, they usually try to hit the edges, and I think guys like Kamara, even Parsons, although he somewhat struggled last week against contain. But I think we'd have a better shot with the speed on the outside there.
Yeah.
And again,
I
I thought
agree.
Kamara had a decent game. I mean, fuck, he only had a few snaps if I saw it and remember it correctly. But I thought he did pretty well. He had that one. I think Herbert pulled it down and tried to get outside. Now he did gain a few yards, but it was still, it wasn't as devastating as the play could have been because of him. And he tracked him down, and it was only a few yard gain. So I thought he had a much better game. Micah got tricked a couple times, I think, leaning inside and ended up popping outside. Thankfully, we had Diggs on the outside who had a really good game again, I think, on that play. But, yeah, I don't see how often do you guys – or how much stock do you all guys put in difference between LDE and right DE? Is it all pass rush from the right or from the left, and is it all run blocking? I mean, most teams run to their right, because most people are right-handed, but really it's hash mark is what you go by. So, how often are you – or maybe it's with the quarterback's blind side being on the left and most of the quarterbacks being able to see that right side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much plays into it.
To answer your question, Kamara had 4 snaps last week.
4 snaps, yeah.
He had
and
2
he was
as a pass rusher and 2 as against the run.
Good deal.
Okay.
With them 4 snaps, he was the second highest graded player on our team on a defense, with Parsons being number 1.
Extremely small sample size, though. But
Yeah,
that's PFF.
Extremely small sample size.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that whose grades are those? PFF.
PFF grades have it like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Still talking about defensive line. We were talking about Ian quite a bit. We haven't talked about that defensive tackle spot. And
Yeah.
Carlos Watkins is out.
Mhm.
Who fills that role?
It's going to be Bo, I guess.
Oh my God.
It's got to be. I mean, who's left?
We got Urban, but I mean, he's going to fill this. I mean, it's Bo. I mean, it's Watkins and Urban a lot, and then now one's out, so Bo's going to have to fill that second role.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, y'all can get me shit on this fucking shit because it pisses me off that he's even getting the amount of snaps that he is a fucking crock of shit. That fucking Hamilton hasn't even fucking played.
Yeah.
And this is what I said it before. This ain't film. They didn't go off anything film, and they looked at fucking preseason.
Yeah.
They went off fucking, we drafted this guy, that's who we want out there. Because if they went off film, Hamilton would be getting snaps, and Bo would not be getting snaps. I don't give a fuck if it's the 1, the 3, or the 2. He outplayed Bo at every fucking spot through the preseason. And to me, it wasn't even fucking close. It wasn't even a competition between them two. But so for some reason they went with, well, I say for some reason, I know what the reason is, and it happens all the time. It's their draft pick, and they want to go with their fucking draft pick. Last week, Bo, snaps-wise, Bo got 20 snaps last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was almost like they kind of wanted to be able to say, hey, we've got all the draft picks from last year and this year rostered. Yep. And if you cut out Bo, then you can't say that. So
and the same thing happened. Same
but
thing
Hamilton is on. Hamilton's on the practice squad, so they could call him up this week. Yes.
Yes.
Or has he already been activated? I don't know.
Same thing happened last week too. He has more pass rushing snaps, Bo does, than he does run defense snaps. He had 12 pass rushing snaps and 8 run defense snaps. And same thing last week. Last week, most of the snaps came in pass rush, and that makes no fucking sense. Well, it does make sense. And I've tried to tell people this about big fat one techs. When you got a big fat one tech out there, and they know, okay, he's there to stop the run, fucking somebody like Brady's like, well, fuck that. I ain't fucking running the ball at him. I'm going to check out and fucking pass. And you're putting a fat fuck out there that can't pass rush in a pass rush situation because he can only do one fucking thing.
I would much rather have a Trey Moffitt out there.
Huh?
I would much rather have a Trey Moffitt out there.
Oh yeah.
Give me the little guy who can get upfield.
Okay, so all right, Charlie. So by that reasoning, if they're less likely to run when they see Bo on the field, and we know that they've been running more than they've been passing, let's see, 11, 26, and 12, 38, 42.
I would be clear about this first.
I mean, on their top 5 receivers, there's only been 42 targets in 2 games. So Hurts is not throwing that much. They are mostly running the ball. Could we stunt them that way?
No. I'm going to make this clear. If Bo was on the field and I was the quarterback, I'd still run the fucking ball because I don't think he's that fucking good at stopping the run either. So it wouldn't fear me to stop him. I see a fat 360-pound guy in there that has high pad level and gets pushed off the ball on a consistent basis, I still run the fucking ball. Because I'm not as high on Bo as everybody else is. I think, you know what I think he is? I think he's a 6th-round pick. That's how he plays. He plays like a 6th-round pick. And that's not a knock, because that's where the fuck he is. He went in the 6th round. All preseason, he played like he went in the 6th round. People want him to play like he's been in the 3rd or 2nd round. That's not who he is yet. Give him some time, give him some experience. Maybe he'll start playing better. Right now, he plays like a 6th-round pick. That's what he plays like. And
the best thing you could ask for from him would be to attract double teams, and offensive linemen for the Eagles are going to find out real quick, and they're going to let their coordinators know and their coaches and everybody else know we can get this guy with one. So there's no reason to.
Ourselves. You don't need double teams
exactly.
on that buck. You don't need it
if they already don't know it already. I mean, what was his stat line last? 20 snaps, you said. What was the stat line then?
Yeah. And I think
he didn't have any pressures, but he had a couple tackle, anything?
I think he had like 16 or 12 the week before. I can't remember what exactly it was the week before. It was less than 20, though. The week before he had – where's old big fat fucking Bo at?
Has he won a snap? Has he recorded a snap yet?
He had 20 snaps the week before, but 15 of them was pass rush and 5 was run defense. So he's
Mhm.
being used more as a pass rush, or the offense is causing him to pass rush more
Yeah.
than defend the run. So, and if that's going to happen, put fucking Hamilton out there. He can fucking actually rush the passer. He can
Yeah.
actually do something from that spot. Bo offers you nothing in a pass rush. Nothing. I mean zero. He offers you nothing as a pass rusher.
I'm with that.
That's a good point, Charlie.
And it's a
So,
fucking passing league, god damn it. Fucking that's what I want. I don't want no fat fuck. If I don't have a fat fuck, I want Vita. I want a dude that can play the one, can stop the run, and then fucking also on third downs, you ain't gotta take him out of the game. You can keep him in the game. He's a one tech. And go look at all the one techs in the NFL and tell me how many snaps they get, and tell me how many of them get over 60% of the snaps. And Vita's going to be one of the very few in the NFL that do. He gets over 60% of the snaps because he can play the run and the pass. And that's what you have to have in today's NFL. You can't just have some fat fuck. This ain't the 1980s and 90s
yeah.
where you put two Saragusa and Pat White, whoever that other one was, and just free up fucking Ray Lewis to run all over the field, make plays. That's not how this fucking NFL works anymore. You can't have that. Now you got to do both. You got to be able to do both.
All right, we talk about defensive line. Let me ask this question. Since we have a guy like Urban who can play end and tackle, let's say Urban plays 40 snaps. What's the percentage inside to outside for Urban? Defensive tackle or defensive end?
I think the game dictates that. Where
Okay.
you're struggling. Is he struggling? Is he the one struggling? You know, who is struggling? Who needs help? I think dictates his splits.
Right. I mean, I think we can, if our linebackers are holding their own without Neal and without Parsons, and we can keep Parsons at the end, then we keep Urban at tackle more. If we need to, if the linebacking core is really struggling, we need to rotate Micah over, then we're going to have to slide Neal down. And then
If I can take away snaps
gonna
from
have to be
Bohanna, put Urban
situational.
at the one.
Mm-hmm.
And you still got
Yeah.
choose your body to throw at Lane Johnson.
We're just short-handed, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere though, too. Linebacker. That's not an excuse this game. Edge rushers are down, but it's not an excuse to hide Micah in there.
What did you just say about me, Charlie Moffett?
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Did you just?
I whispered something in my son's ear, and that's automatically about you.
What did
No,
you
he
just
was
say?
saying. No, he was saying that what I said last week. That Lane Johnson, his dad, actually is his stepdad, but it raised him, was my son's high school football coach. He was his defensive line coach. Yeah, and
Nice.
Trey always talked shit to him how the Eagles suck and stuff. And, yeah, so he didn't like Trey too much. But yeah, that's what he was saying. He said Lane Johnson. He said that was what coach's son. I said, yeah, I told him about it last week.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
we
right.
was talking about you, Rika.
Shut up.
The lunatic says also with the breakout game. I mean, short of having a huge sack total, I mean, I feel like he's broken out every fucking chance he's ever
Pretty
gotten.
much, yeah.
So what does that mean? The lunatic? What you think? Like 3-4 sacks or something?
Yeah.
What's the meter there?
What was I supposed to do? Like book D1 commits?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought my son over. We're focused there having a normal conversation. Anyways, what did you say?
No, I was asking the lunatic to clarify what breakout means to him, because I feel like Osa has really,
He's been
since the
excellent.
fucking they walked in the door, he's broken out. So
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think he's played well above. Well, I can't mention him, but I know me because I think I gave him like a C+ on the grade on when we drafted him, and that bitch got moved up to A+ after 2 preseason games. I'm like, yep, that dude's he's the fucking dude. I should have listened to fucking Bluff. I didn't. Sorry.
Hey, I was off on that one too. I was right. Yeah.
that was mine.
No, I liked them as a player. I just didn't know if they would utilize them right.
I got you.
Yeah.
See, I liked Osa. Osa was the only thing in the third round that kept me from jumping off of a bridge. I liked Osa. I liked the pick. He was Everything
I think
else
I
in
gave
the
him.
third
Actually,
round.
I think I gave him the best grade out of out of the third round picks. He got my best grade.
Yeah.
He did get that out of the third round picks, but
Yeah.
I think I gave Chauncey a C. I think I gave him both a run a C, and of course I gave Wright a F, and then he got moved up to a C minus now, so
Right.
he's moved
But
up too. So
but my fear was I looked at him and I thought, okay, this is their new Crawford. We're gonna see him at left end. We're gonna see him at right end. We're gonna see him playing nose. They won't play him at the right position. They won't use his skill set. I've been completely wrong,
they
and
did right.
I'm happy about it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I do like about Quinn, man. I think he's what we fear. We fear because we're Cowboy fans. We fear the past 25 fucking years in watching this and seeing what they do, saying they're going to pigeonhole this. That's why if they told me when they came out, hey, Parsons is going to play defense man, he's going to play Mike, he's going to blitz, he's going to coverage every once in a while, I'm about like, fuck yeah, I love the pick. But typically, they just put him at middle linebacker and just said, that's where you play, that's all you do. So now the more he's done, the more I've been impressed, the more I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good with the pick. The more you let him do, and more, you don't pigeonhole into one thing and just say, hey, this is what you do. Let him do everything he can. That dude's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's not a knock. Hell, that's just all Cowboy fans. The thing after, like I said, 25 years of suffering through bullshit, we see a coach come in and say, hey, look, this is what I want to put players in the best position to win games. And what I like is they don't do the same fucking thing. They'll switch it up game from game. Offense wise too. Moore is on fucking top of his shit this year. I didn't like the play calling too much last week, but I understood it. Because I told y'all a couple shows ago that fucking new head coach is the old Rams coach, and he dares you to run the ball. He wants you to run the ball. Where everybody else said, oh, you run the ball to wear the defense out and get them in the fourth quarter. He's saying, yes, that's what we want. We want you to run the ball the whole fucking game. Keep the score low, because that's what usually happens when you run the ball too much. Just keep the score low. Just don't have 20 and 30 and 40-yard splash plays. We're going to prevent you from doing that, because you know why? That's what fucking puts points on the scoreboard. Only thing running does is kill time of possession, in which everybody automatically thinks, oh, fuck, you win games that way. No, you win games by scoring points, you dipshits. That's how you win games. And you score points by throwing the ball. You win games by throwing the ball 20, 30 yards down the field and scoring points. That's how that shit works. And that's what he don't want. He dares you to run the ball. That's what he did. Too deep, and just said, here, we're putting 6, 7 in the box. Y'all run it all day. And they did. I mean, they held us at 17 points, 20 points. So that was what he wants. He wants to hold you between 17 and 20. If you run for over 100 yards, 150 yards, that's fine. He'll take that, as long as he's going to stop you when you get inside the red zone. He's going to keep the score low, and that's what he wants. That's what he did. So I kind of understood it. But at some point, when they do that, you got to challenge him every once in a while. Every once in a while, you got to still step up to the challenge and throw it deep every once in a while.
Definitely.
But other than that, his game plan has been on point. His motions and how he's moving everybody around has been pretty good.
So you guys mentioned Jabril Cox a little bit earlier in the show. Do you really think this is the game we see him? Do you think we actually get to see him on the field?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so.
I mean, you've got Parsons, who's undoubtedly, and I don't know what the percentage will be, but undoubtedly he's going to have to take some snaps at defensive end, and you're out Neal, so you're going to be a little short there at linebacker. You're going to see some Cox this week.
I don't see how you get away from it. Because
my son has the same sense of humor as I do, right?
I held back to laughing.
Every time she says Cox, he just drops his head and starts laughing.
I hate you guys so much.
That,
I hate all four of you with every fiber of my being. Jabril will get some snaps this week. Jabril will be on the field.
Well, the thing is, he hasn't got no snaps the past 2 weeks on defense.
Right.
Not one.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, he's a weak side linebacker. Your weak side linebacker's out of the game. So, I don't see how you
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
You don't at least get 4 or 5 or 6, 7, or something. So, I don't know. But, yeah, that's a good question, Marcus. I don't know. I would think, logically, he would see more. But fucking who knows, man? I mean, maybe they move put LVE out there, which I know they will, and then maybe they'll go with maybe he'll just get all the snaps from them, or maybe they'll fucking use Parsons some out there on some plays. I
Yeah.
mean, you never know. I don't know because he showed so much in preseason. I mean, his coverage skills was never a question for me
Right.
or for anybody coming out of college. It was his run that I was like, I don't know how he would be against that. Well, fucking the preseason, it was against backups. So, but he did great. And that's what I've always said. When I see somebody against backups, I put that in context and I want you to dominate though. If you're the player who I think you are, then dominate. Like Osa. What did he do in the preseason? He fucking dominated. He told everybody, hey, these backups, these second, third strings, they're not for me. I'm going to take one in one hand, and the other one in another hand, and I'm going to push both of them fuckers back in the quarterback's face. That's what he did. He dominated. He showed that, hey, he's above the second, third string levels. He needs to get playing time. And I thought that's what Cox did. I thought Cox did enough to show, not to start. I'm not trying to say that, but he deserved, hey, I deserve some playing time with the ones,
Yeah.
and for some reason he ain't getting it, and I don't know why.
Well, and we're doing the same thing though at corner. We're not letting some of these younger guys get some playing time, and they're never going to develop if they don't. They've got to. And I don't want to get into an argument about Brown, but at some point you're going to have to pull Brown off the field and let Nahshon Wright get some of these snaps.
But Nahshon didn't dominate.
I was going to say it's going to depend on the receiving core we're facing, in my opinion, because they did kind of try to hide Brown in zone coverage later as the game went on. You saw Diggs say it in his PC that, when he was man up with Keenan, it shut down City. But when, they started getting to that zone, it was harder for him to key more on Keenan and whatever. But I think that was a move to kind of hide Brown because Williams was getting his catches. So I'd like to see a lot of man, to be honest with you. I think we have the safeties to match up with these tight ends. I don't like we haven't seen it yet, at least. I don't think their receivers are very dominant. I think it's a good matchup defensively. Let's go, man. Let's do it. Let's blitz the fuck out of Jalen and make him beat us.
I think the Philly fans are capping a lot this week.
Jalen Hurts, not Jalen Smith.
Yeah, the Philly fans are capping a lot this week, talking about their receivers. Rieger is Rieger, but in 2 games he's had 54 yards and 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith was, he was a good draft pick, but he's had 8 completions on 15 targets, 87 yards. That's in 2 games. It's pretty good. But then they're all losing their damn minds though over Quez Watkins, and that 91-yard return. The thing is that Quez Watkins has had 140 yards in 2 games, and 91 of those yards were in 1 run. So, and he's yet to find the end zone. I'm not going to put a whole lot of stock in Quez Watkins yet. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys that have had a big return every once in a while, and then you never hear from them again. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's skill. You got to find out what it is. But Goddard and Ertz have been average at best. But Jalen
Goddard's got a ton of targets, hasn't he?
Goddard has 6 receptions on 7 targets.
Was that last week or is that total on the season?
That's total on the season.
Oh, wow. I feel like he was getting way more.
It does seem like more.
Yeah, that's from Pro Football.
Is that targets
Reference.
or catches?
That's 7 targets, 6 completions.
6 catches on 7. Okay.
Yeah. And that's from Pro Football Reference. I got that earlier today. It was on for the season as a whole, not just per game. But Hurts is obviously, he's young. And, he only had, 4 starts last season. And this will be his 3rd start this season. So, really, Hurts, even though it's his 2nd year, he is still a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
Just like I said about Herbert last week, he's not going to know how to read defenses the way that Tom Brady knows how to read the defense. So we need to take advantage of that. He's really not passing that much. He's passed the ball to his main targets 42 times in 2 games. He's running, and he's doing a lot of the running himself. 144 rushing yards for your quarterback in 2 weeks. That's a little crazy. I mean, he's a mobile guy, and I've watched both of Philly's games so far, I see some good things in Hurts, but he's definitely very, very young. He's very green. Um, I like it when the Philly fans start capping about how he's the best quarterback in the NFC East. I'm like, you idiots. You fools. Um, so that, I mean, that's something our defense though definitely has to take advantage of, is that youth there and that inexperience.
They just
Quinn
don't have a
has
lot on
got to
offense that
work that.
scares me.
Right.
Mm-mm.
That doesn't mean they won't put up 40 against us because it's a divisional game. And I tell everybody this all the time. Divisional games are weird. If we win them 40-37, I'm not going to bitch. If we win it 13-7, I'm not going to bitch. Just win the fucking game and move on because out of my 47 years on earth and 30 years of watching this game like I do now, I just seen weird shit happen.
Yeah.
You know, 95, I seen a 6-10 fucking Washington Redskins team beat us twice. We went 12-4. Half our losses was against a 6-10 Washington team. They swept us and we won the Super Bowl that year. So it's just weird shit happens and just like get in the game. It can be sloppy, it can be ugly, it can, whatever. Just get the dub and I won't bitch. I
Yeah.
won't be too critical after the game. You know, where other games I might be critical even if we win. Them games I'm just like, fuck it, we won, let's go. We'll move on to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So
And the lunatic makes a great point in the comments. I was about to add on to that. He talks about Hurts throws almost exclusively to his right side, and you just take away that first read. He also throws exclusively on the edges. He
Yes.
rarely throws across the middle,
Right.
which will work out for us in a game like this because we're talking about Parsons may play more end than linebacker. So now we got linebackers who are in the middle of the field covering that we don't have a lot of faith in. So hopefully, just by the Eagles scheme, they minimize one of our weaknesses for us. So
yeah,
definitely looking forward to that.
yeah, that is true. A lot of young quarterbacks don't like throwing over the middle because that's where all the junk is.
Yeah,
That's where all the messy stuff is and shit like that. And uh,
And he was not, I mean, Atlanta doesn't have a very good defense. He did fairly well in week 1 against Atlanta. San Francisco, the difficulty level raised up some. He was not accurate. He was completion wise 12 for 23 Hurts against San Francisco last week. So I don't see that improving much against us,
yeah,
even with Anthony Brown and the problems we're having there at corner. Our safety play has been excellent. So,
All right. So speaking of safety play, it sounds like Donovan Wilson's going to miss this week.
right.
How much do you guys plan on seeing Hooker, or do you plan on seeing any Mukwamu this week?
I think with the twin towers in their tight ends, I'd love to see Mook,
Yeah,
but it's not necessary either. I think Curse and you could switch Hooker and KZ at free, but Curse needs to be on the field. I think he's earned his spot wherever the fuck it is, and I'd like to see Mook, but it's not a necessity. Maybe some nickel, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Get some length, maybe on Smith, the receiver too.
I really, really wish that we had Kelvin Joseph back. Kelvin Joseph against Smith was excellent in
Is this
college.
Oh, okay, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Is this
I really
a
wish we could see that now. But
is this a
maybe
game?
into the season.
Is this a game where we see Diggs trailing somebody? Is there a weapon on Eagles offense that should attract that kind of attention from Diggs?
I
Or
was
is it
just about to ask that question. Yeah,
Just line up how it is and go with what you got?
yeah, I don't think there's nobody on there he's going to trail.
I mean, these, with the exception of Devontae Smith, these receivers are the same ones that we saw at the end of the season last year when we beat Philly, and our corners just had a field day that day. I mean, we were all over those guys. So I don't see our corners having too much of a problem this week.
Deshaun Jackson's banged up, isn't he?
He
Does he
plays
still
Right.
for the
play for the
Rams.
fucking Eagles?
He plays for the Rams.
He plays
Rams.
for the Rams now.
Ram.
Yeah. Well, he's not playing for anybody,
That's
technically.
kind of my
Yeah,
point.
I mean Rieger got it. Goddard, Ertz, Devontae Smith is really, and he's really the only
Yeah, Gumby's the only
new
motherfucker on their team.
addition.
Gumby.
He's the only new addition to what we saw in that win we took against them at the end of last season.
Yeah.
The
only receiver that they have that really scares me, they don't even play him anymore. That's Travis Fulgham.
I forgot all about that guy.
Yep.
Right.
They don't even play him anymore. And he was their best receiver last year to me. He was the only one that looked like an X. And he doesn't even touch the field.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. They can, like I said, they can end up scoring 40 against us. I don't worry about their offense. It's kind of, it reminds me of almost a poor man's Jason Garrett's offense. It's not really very creative. They're going to try to establish the run. They're going to use Hurts' athletic ability to try to get out of the pocket. He's not going to make any dangerous throws. He's going to throw a little every once in a while. He's going to go deep. You got to keep an eye on that because he will chunk it down the field. Once ever.
That's their entire offense.
Series, he'll just chunk it and try to get a big
scramble, bomb.
Yeah, that's about what they do. They don't really. There's not a lot of creativity in their offense.
Should I start the Bills defense?
Press man, put Micah in the middle, and just have him spy. Fucking easy peasy, man. Easy day.
Yeah. All right, so Charlie, like you said, we pretty much covered a lot of defense. Like you said, you're not really concerned about the offense. Let's go to their defensive side of the ball, our offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
And Eric, can you put the Lunatics comment up there about the question when talking offense?
Which one?
That one right there, the first one.
That one.
And he's talking about Fletcher Cox and Hargraves, two big D tackles in the middle.
Yeah.
Do you expect to see more outside runs versus Philly and attack the edges?
Yeah, I said it on DCU a few days ago. Especially with Graham out too, right? Graham is their right defensive end or whatever, out with an Achilles. I think the edges are for the taking. I don't think you're going to be able to do shit inside with Biotic now. Maybe behind Martin, right? Because he's going to fucking beast no matter what. But how do you really trust going up there with Biotic and Williams? Even though Williams has kind of had his career year so far, so I don't know. I think it's easier to get the edges. I like Tony Pollard better in this matchup, although Zeke's capable, I guess. I mean, I don't mean to be too cavalier with him, but he just doesn't have the burst anymore. It's just not in the bag. That top gear, that burst is it's not there. So you can sidestep all he wants. You still got to run away from people once you do. So
yeah,
with me, I like the matchup here. Actually, like a lot of I want to see some more 21. I mean, I know we've only run it a couple of handful of times and already matched last season totals, but I'd like to see what their matchup is whenever they see that come in. How do they match up? Is it a linebacker or is it a safety? Because I think if you just use Pollard in motion, you can determine if it's man and you can determine if it's a linebacker. If it's a linebacker, fucking throw it to him. If it's a fucking safety, hand it off to Zeke. You took a safety out of the box. So it'd be interesting to see if 21 personnel how well it could work here.
Yeah, all that does when you run 21 and you run it back out of the motion, all you did went from 21 personnel to 11 personnel. That's what you just did.
Yep.
And it's a good and 11 personnel is a good fucking personnel group in the run out of, as I show on DCU show. Because that's all you did. All you're doing is running 11 personnel out of 21 personnel.
Right.
That's all you're doing. And that's a good personnel group and run out of them. Like Eric said, run them out of it. And if you got the matchup you want in the pass it. If you don't,
it's an easy read.
You just got 6 or 7 man in the box and you can run Zeke. Or you can even try to run Zeke out of the backfield and see what happens.
Yeah, let him flank out and then
run Pollard if you have to. The only thing you're doing by doing that, you're taking out. Which now you're taking Wilson out, and that's not a big deal. That's not a huge issue. Before, when you run 21, you're taking Cooper or Gallup or fucking Lamb off the field by doing that. But You ain't gonna do it. 40 plays a game. You're only gonna do it. 5 to 7 plays a game. That's not an issue. Like I said, when you got the
Have we
weapons,
ever seen
you got to run.
22?
Excuse me.
Have you ever seen 22 personnel? Has there ever been a snap? They got any formation ever?
Yeah, there's 20. There's 22. There's 01. There's
I know there is.
21.
Have we ever done it? Is what I
There's
mean.
0. Oh, yeah, I'm sure we had at some point. I mean, I know in the 90s we did.
I'm almost
Yeah,
certain.
right.
That far.
I'm almost certain in the first game we did 22 one time. I
Huh.
don't know why I feel like I saw that. It was. I
Wasn't it
think
shotgun? Like
Y'all
kind of like a
y'all
wing
keep
or
talking,
wing
y'all
team?
keep talking. I'll find it. See if we
Okay.
did.
Mendoza says Sweat is actually a pretty good edge setter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so run away from Sweat.
Ryan
I think we
Kerrigan.
can get that edge.
Yeah.
Kerrigan long in the tooth, but he can still flash as well. That's true.
I didn't know they had Ryan Kerrigan.
From
Washington.
Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was with a better team. Oh, question. Because I don't know if you guys are watching the Eagles footage. They drafted a guy I really like named Milton Williams out of Louisiana Tech. And I remember reading in the preseason training camp, he's like 6'4", 290, super athletic. I think he ran like a 4.8 in the 40 in the combine. They were playing him at defensive end. Have you guys looked at any footage and kind of noticed him standing out at all?
Before y'all answer it, Marcus, yes, you're right. We ran it one time.
I thought I saw it one time.
We did run 22 one time.
I knew I saw
Nice.
it.
Yeah, we did.
What was the outcome? Do you know?
Yeah, it was. We ran it, and we got 100% success rate. So that means
Hey, touchdown.
Nah, it means we probably ran it on first down
Super
and
Bowl.
got 4 yards. I'll see
22
what-
personnel. Could you imagine?
Yeah. We ran 13 a couple of times that game too, didn't we?
22 personnel, 1 rush attempt. Yeah, 1 rush on TD. 1
Bang.
yard. We got 1 yard. That's on the goal
Bang.
line. We got 1 yard on it. 1 yard per carry is what we averaged. On 22 personnel before a touchdown. So there you go.
Do we run 13 2 or 3 times? I remember seeing it twice.
And against the Bucks?
No, week 1.
Yeah, against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Bucks. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no 13 personnel.
Okay. Maybe I imagined that one. I know I remember seeing 22, though. So, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Hey, I'm lying my ass off. Hold on real quick. Let me go back.
Okay.
Because Sharp fucking dick, he don't have his shit fucking set right.
They ran 13 twice?
Hold on. This is good fucking TV right here.
And 13, for people that don't know, 13 is 1 running back and 3 tight ends.
3. Yeah.
So, yeah. I know we keep throwing numbers out, but everybody.
No, we didn't run it any. It
Okay.
didn't matter. I was looking at 2020 season, but we didn't run it in 2021 either on the first game.
Maybe that was wishful thinking on my part.
But we did run 22 personnel. Oh, I'm sorry. That 22 personnel, let me rephrase that because I was looking last year. We ran it one time, and we got 2 yards on that carry.
Positive yards.
So there you go. There we go.
I don't even know who the Eagles linebackers are. So I have no concerns about them in the run game, honestly.
No, I've watched in the past 2 weeks. That's one of the only teams I've actually watched a lot besides the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
Just because time constraints and just some of them not giving a shit. But, yeah, and I haven't really been – I'm not overly impressed with them. I know Atlanta game, they look good, but, I mean, fuck – I mean, we was down fucking, 19 points against Atlanta last year. That defense ain't that fucking good.
Yeah.
So I wasn't overly impressed with them. And then last week they pretty much got shut down. So, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm too confident because I'm going to the game, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't worry about it. I'm not saying it's not going to be tough because, like I said, it's a division rival game. Both teams are going to be up for it. It's Monday Night Football. Everybody's eyes are on us. You know, it's going to be fucking a packed house. So it's going to be a lot of shit. But I think this is a game for us. I don't really see us having too many issues with it. Maybe a few, you know, but Nothing
Dak
Javon
on their
Hargrave
team
has
scares
kind of
me.
been a game breaker for him.
Yeah, there's just nothing on their team. I'm thinking, you know what, man, we got to do this, or they're going to do this. There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nobody on offense that scares me. There's nobody on their defense with Graham being out. We ain't got. I don't worry about their edge too much. Their defensive tackles, I give them credit, but Cox is old. He's not Cox of 4 or 5 years ago. He's still solid. I still take him on my team. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But he don't. I haven't been overly impressed with their defense or anything on their defense. I guess Mendoza just said Hargrave's been a beast. I'll probably disagree with that a little bit, but he has been good. But not to a point where I'm like, oh shit, what are we going to do with this dude? I think. I mean, if we had an offensive line problem, but with fucking Martin and fucking Connor's been playing great. Badass is in the middle of two good dudes, so I don't really they don't fucking scare me. I mean, hell, we held up against the Bucs defensive line, which is front seven is probably one of the best, and we held up against them pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's without Martin. So nothing on there. They just don't really scare me too much. Maybe I'm overconfident. Because see, Trey's been to 5 Dallas Cowboys games, and we're 5-0. So he's going to this one on Monday Night Football.
Hey.
So I expect that shit to be 6-0. My boy brings us good luck.
Yeah, Hargrave and Ridgeway were the only two that I had written down as not even a concern, just a slight, not anything I would even probably game plan against. But they've had 11 quarterback hits in 2 weeks, and so have we. But the majority of those are coming from Hargrave and Ridgeway. So those are the two guys. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Does Slay typically follow wide receiver one?
I was just about to ask that question.
And sorry, I keep beating you to it. And who do they think is wide receiver one?
It'd be Coop.
Right? So he's probably going to follow Coop. Let me see these fucking names here. This is how bad I don't know any shit about the Eagles.
But that's my whole point. Is like, I don't even give a fuck if he follows wide receiver one. That's what we talked about this whole offseason. And it's kind of, and the same thing I said about the Bucs is like, it doesn't matter who the fuck covers wide receiver one, because that's leaving there another 2 other wide receivers, which are pretty much number 1 wide receivers on the Bucs, and us 2 when we have Gallup. Fucking that pretty much then leaves them with the 2nd and 3rd cornerback or a linebacker or a safety. And I don't give a fuck. I'll take that matchup. If you want to shut Cooper down with the number 1, fucking great, do it. I'll take
Steven Nelson and Avonte Maddox on CD Lamb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not fucking. I'll take that matchup any day of the week.
Come on.
So it's just one of the things when you're loaded like we are on wide receiver, or like Bucs are, or like San Diego, or I even put Buffalo Bills up there with them too. It's a matchup problem because there are a lot more good wide receivers in the NFL than there are quarterbacks. It's harder to find. We talk about every draft. You find wide receivers 3rd, 4th, 5th round coming in to start. You can't fucking find quarterbacks. They don't grow on trees. They're almost like fucking quarterbacks, not quite as, not non-existent as them, but it's just hard to find them. They're not a lot of them. You find a lot of teams that have 2 or 3 good wide receivers. Very few teams have 2 or 3 good cornerbacks. It's just not. And I'm not trying to get on the Brown subject, but that's what it's kind of like everybody is in the same boat as us. And some are in worse boats than us because some don't have a Diggs. They have somebody below Diggs and a Brown, and some have 2 Browns, and they have to get by with it. You just have to find them fuckers just don't grow on trees. You just don't.
Yeah, it's really hard to find dudes good enough to overcome all the rules put in place for them. I said it's really hard to find guys who are good enough to outperform all the rules that have been put in place against the defense.
I'm not even blaming cornerbacks for it. It's so you have to be such a top athlete to. Even Dion has admitted he would have a hard time playing in today's NFL. Because he was handsy. That motherfucker.
You can make up for it with physicality back in the day.
Yeah, and plus he'd bait, and plus he's the best ever played. That motherfucker used to jog down the field and let motherfuckers say, "Hey, this dude's 5 yards open, throw it to him," and they throw it, and out of nowhere that motherfucker just take off. I didn't like him as a person, but But as a fucking player on the field, I love that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking love when we got him. Actually, I didn't even give a fuck that we got him. When everybody was like, we want Dion 95, I'm like, I don't give a shit if we get him. I just don't want him on San Francisco. Get him off San Francisco, and I'll be happy. He can go back to Atlanta or Miami or Buffalo. I don't give a shit. Pittsburgh. I didn't care where he went. I just wanted him off San Francisco because I thought he made that much of a difference when we played them. And
it was the difference in 94 and 95.
Bad thing about it, we got him in 95. He played, and San Francisco still kicked our ass with him on the field. So, there was always that. Now, I piss a lot of Cowboy fans off when I say this, but I'll say it again to irritate people. If we had to play San Francisco in that playoff that year in 1995, we would not win the Super Bowl that year. We got lucky that Green Bay got him and caught him off guard, and we got Green Bay. Because if we would have had to play San Fran, I don't think we beat San Francisco in 1995. I think it's San Francisco against Pittsburgh in that Super Bowl.
I agree with you. It's a game of matchups.
Yeah, we just didn't match up well against them. It was either Moose Johnson or Darren Woodson. I can't remember the interview, but they both said after that ass whooping in 95 during the regular season, San Francisco was in their head. They was actually thinking, can we beat these guys anymore? Because, they beat the shit out of them in fucking 94 NFC Championship game, but at least we came back and made a game of it. That fucking 95 team, and they didn't even have Young. They have Elvis Grbac as a quarterback, and they beat the shit out of us in Texas Stadium. It wasn't even a game.
Yep.
They mollywopped us. And that's when I was like, that's when everybody always say, we want the best in the playoffs. Give me, fuck you. And I was happy we didn't get San Francisco. I was like, fuck yeah, we got Green Bay. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I didn't care if we faced the best. It's like, that's no asterisk on. Nobody ever remembers that shit. We always say we won 5 Super Bowls. Last one was in 95 against Pittsburgh. Nobody ever said, yeah, but you ought to have to face San Fran. I don't give a shit who we had to face. We won the Super Bowl. Got some of them ugly ass fucking Arizona hats. That was the ugliest goddamn Super Bowl championship hats ever. They were cactuses and shit on it. It was ugly.
Yeah, I'll take another step down memory lane. 96 season. If we wouldn't have faced Carolina, we would have won to the Super Bowl and won that year because we didn't get a chance to get Green Bay in the championship.
We definitely would have went to the NFC Championship game. I don't know Super Bowl, but I agree with you that Carolina was just a good that was a bad matchup.
They caught us off guard completely that year.
Yeah, that was a bad game for us. And that was our last hurrah. After that year, I knew I was like, man, I didn't think it was going to be 25 fucking years. I thought it was going to be another 4 or 5 years of rebuilding and kind of regrouping. 25 years later, I'm sitting here with my fucking 19-year-old son that was only 3 years younger than me when that shit happened. It's like, Jesus Christ. We haven't even went back to a chip game.
Yep.
Like, good Lord.
Poor guy. We'll get there, man. The window is as open as it has ever been since you were born, I think.
Yeah, but see, about with Trey, man, it doesn't even bother him. And that's why
he doesn't know any better.
Because he hasn't experienced the good, so he doesn't know how bad it is.
He don't know what good feels like. He don't know he doesn't know what it feels like to put a shirt on and walk around and tell everybody, hey, suck my dick. We fucking won. He doesn't know that. To talk to shit the level I talk to everybody when we fucking won 3 out of 4. He doesn't know that.
Back when it was cool to talk shit like that.
Yeah, he just knows we lose all the time. So it's like, oh, we lost again? No big deal. Let me go play some Xbox. Like, it's no big fucking deal to him because that's what he's used to for 19 years.
Can't beat me on Madden, bitch. That's all he's got these days. Squad up.
I was exactly Trey's age the last time we won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was 22. I was 3 years older than he was.
I never won a football game until I was in.
Corey's asking for score prediction already. We'll save it to the end. I think that's one of the last things we'll do.
Yeah,
but we'll get there.
But let's do Marcus's prediction. What do you want to do, Marcus?
Yeah.
Your over-under shit?
Over-under, yeah.
When I say shit like that's a bad thing, you know how I talk, though.
So, we didn't get a chance to do the show this week, and shouts out to my co-host, Lambo. He's dealing with COVID right now. Things aren't getting much better, so hopefully things turn around for him, and because of that, we couldn't really do the show. But I know we got a couple of people who watch us, and one of our favorite segments is over-under. So I just wanted to throw a couple over-unders out here tonight, get you guys to comment on them. All right, we'll start with the defensive side first. Over-under, Micah Parsons, 50% of the snaps at defensive end. So we just go around and see what everybody says.
Is this prediction of what will happen, or is this what we want will happen?
Prediction.
Fuck. I'll let somebody else go ahead.
Riker, start us off there.
Under, but just barely.
Okay. Charlie, you have a big smile on your face. What you got over there?
I'll go under.
Okay.
I'll go under. Trey, what do you
Trey?
go?
I don't know. Under. I don't know.
Under?
I don't know. I don't know. Who
Under.
plays it.
Playing defense end, number 11.
I don't know. Who
Yeah,
Parsons
sorry.
is.
Yeah, okay.
I don't play with the Cowboys. I play with
Keith
the Cowboys.
always with the push.
We got a couple of others on the comments. What you got, Eric?
Yeah, I'm going to say under as well. I hope and predict that it'll be under.
Okay. All right. Over, under, half a sack. Does he get 1 sack? Does he get 0 sacks? Michael Parsons.
I'll go under if he's playing defensive end. I'll go over if he's at middle linebacker.
Okay. I'm with you on that, Eric. Riker said over.
Over.
Okay.
I'll go over.
Over. Okay. See, we got the lunatic with 1 sack. All right. Over, under.
Actually, I take that back.
Okay. What you got?
If he plays right defensive end, if say Gregory's needs a breather or whatever, I'll give him one. I'll give him
Okay.
one from the his right side.
Okay.
Okay.
Only from the right side, though.
No, he ain't getting the one against Lane Johnson.
All right.
He don't have it.
Okay. All right. So the defense has been doing pretty good in terms of turnovers. What are we averaging? 3 a week. So over, under 2. 2 turnovers this week.
Over. They know exactly where Hurts is going to throw. You guys said it earlier. He's going to throw to the right. They're going to go over. Diggs will know what to do.
All right. Charlie, what you got?
I'm going under.
Under.
I think I am too, and without looking at the first game against who they play first, they played Atlanta, right? Jalen does not. He doesn't turn the ball over. He just, he'll scramble before he throws a bad throw, I think. So, give me under on that.
Okay.
Now, maybe we can make
Got
up
it.
for it and, busting the ball out or something like that. Maybe a strip sack or something like that. So, fuck, man, that's a good one. What's the number 2?
Yeah. 2.5. So is it 2 or is it 3?
You know what? I'm going to give the defense their props, and I'm going to go ahead and stay positive and give me the over.
Okay.
3.
So the lunatic kind of hitting on the follow up to that one. Is it more interceptions or fumbles?
I could see like man, I don't know. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Thing about turnovers, they're so unstable. It's
Yep.
not turnovers. It's like that's shit hard to predict. One year a team can like lead the league, and the next year, same players, same defense, and they can drop off the face of the earth. It's just, and I'm not taking anything away from defense, but sometimes it's luck. Sometimes
definitely.
it's a tip.
Yeah,
pass.
sure.
Shit like that. They're so hard to predict as far as fumbles and interceptions go.
I
would
think
say
with
there's probably more interceptions there would be fumbles.
with Jalen's playing style, I mean, he really does try to protect the ball just in his style. So if it's not there, he's off to the races, right? Which is 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a bad throw there. He's probably going to tuck and run. And then he also just throws to the edges where only his guy can get it, in my opinion. He kind of uses that sideline as protection. So while, obviously there's the luck element, but he really does push down the percentage number to me of getting an interception, just in the style of play.
And that's
I
how it
think though
usually
the
is.
pressure is going to be cranked up on him this week, something he hasn't experienced in the last 2. I think the pressure, especially coming off of his left, our right, that pressure from Randy Gregory is going to be a different thing for Jalen Hurts, and I hope that it's going to really knock him off his game.
Yeah, but that's how like the Lenny takes it. They come bunches Monday night. That's how they usually do. Even throughout the season, like whoever leads the league, it's very seldom they get some every game. They'll get like a shitload, 2 or 3 games, and they might go a couple games without any. Then they'll get a couple more, and then they'll go a bunch of. They're so unsettled. You just don't know when they're going to come.
Yeah. So follow up to that one. Is it more if it's over? Is it more interceptions or fumbles? Because Aguilar has fumbleitis.
Well, I don't think it's going to be over, but if it's going to be over, it's going to be more interceptions than fumbles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think if they get behind, and I'm thinking they're going to get behind, and they're having to start to pass the ball more, I think Jalen will start having to try to press, and I think we'll get more interceptions.
Okay.
Makes sense. It's fair.
Okay.
The whole
Thank
team
you,
is
Eric.
now punching at the ball, so I'm going to go with fumbles.
Makes sense, and that's fair, Eric.
Is that code for something? Is that the new code for FU
No,
or
it's just
something?
no.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's just a different angle of looking at shit. Yeah, but to the lunatic's point, man, he runs free a lot. This is why I want Micah Parsons in the middle of the field, spying Jalen at all times. Stop him from doing that. That their entire offense runs through that. Him running free.
That's an interesting stat the lunatic put up about the Eagles are the only team that haven't had an offensive turnover.
I'm telling you, he protects the ball. He throws it to the outside where only his guy can get it, if anybody, and he just runs.
Yeah, that's why their offense don't scare me because it's very conservative.
Yeah.
And I mean, they don't turn the ball over, and I give them that. And people always, I know you don't want to be aggressive, don't want to turn the ball over, but if you want to dink and dunk and just be real, like throw the ball away a lot, and I'm fine. I don't have to have an interception all day if you keep fucking punting to my offense.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Punt is a turnover anyways to me. So either way, if you want to get back there 3rd and 10 and somebody might be open, but you don't want to take the chance, you're just going to scramble 3 yards or throw it out of bounds. Good. I'm fucking defense done their job. Get the fuck off the field. And let my boy Dak take over and fucking do what he does.
Yeah. What's up? Who did I just see that came in?
Looking crazy.
Looking crazy. Thank you for joining. All right, this was not an over-under, but before I go to offense, let me ask this question. Who gets more defensive snaps, Cox or Golston?
Oh, shit.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Jabril gets more snaps. Jabril. I think Jabril gets more snaps because I think they'll be playing Micah Parsons more at defensive end, which then would naturally lead to Golston getting less snaps. And then with Neal out, I'm going to say Jabril will be on the field quite a bit.
I'm probably going to go with, I don't know. Like Eric said, it's just what I think is going to happen, what it's going to happen, or what I want to happen. But I'm probably going with what I want to happen, so I'm going to say Cox.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the opposite with these guys. I think Golston gets more snaps for the exact opposite reason, because Michael will be at linebacker. And I don't see how they keep Jalen and LVE off the field if Micah is there. So, yeah, I'm going to go for that reason only. I don't think Micah sees as many defensive end snaps. At least I'm hoping. That's the fucking hope. I really hope they don't.
I agree. Yeah, we don't have.
But Chauncey needs to get out there. I mean, it's fucking time. What's this been, a hamstring this whole time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Get the fuck out there, dude. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I'm with you. Golston was a 3rd round pick. We haven't seen him play yet. The position is depleted. I think if there's an opportunity for him to get snaps, he'll have a better chance, because I'm still terrified Jalen gets 95% of the snaps at Mike, and everybody else has to try to find their way at will.
Yeah.
Is High Five a Cowboys fan, or is he just trolling? Okay.
But it is a legit question. Maybe not worded like that, but here's one of your over-unders. How many 4th downs or how many punts for the Eagles versus, turnovers? I think they're going to see a long fucking day where they're facing a lot of 3rd and longs, and hopefully, I guess that'll play into our final scores here in a little bit, but yeah, hopefully they have a long fucking day and it's a lot of punting the football.
If Andre Diller's the starting left tackle, I'm saying at least 3 holding calls just on him. That guy is awful.
Yeah, that's 3 drives stalled right there.
Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing him in a real game.
The lunatic. He's got the fucking Miles Austin hammies.
It could be Matt Johnson. It could be worse.
Sean Lee.
All right. I think that's all the defense.
6 punts or more. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good number there.
You know, two teams I love watching draft are the Eagles and the Giants because I just know they're going to disappoint their fan base every year. No matter what, they're always going to do something that just has me rolling laughing. And Dillard was one of those picks. In an extremely deep tackle draft, they took Dillard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him getting yelled at and quitting at halftime. All right, guys, we get a couple of these offensive over-unders in, and that's pretty much all I got. Week 1, we didn't run the ball a lot last week. It's kind of an explosion, both of our backs. So over-under one of our backs, 80 yards.
On the ground?
On the ground.
I'll take this one first. Yeah, I'll take this one first. I'll take give me over. I don't care which one you pick, whoever they favor, whoever's got the out of hand, take them. And I'm going to say this because I think we'll run a little bit, but I think we'll get a pretty big league. And I again with the punts and them, all that coming together, I don't think they're going to be able to catch up or keep up with the offense. So you'll see a lot of running second half, which makes me think that you're gonna eclipse that 80-yard mark for sure. I got over, and Pollard's the go-to there, I think.
Okay. Riker, what you got?
Over. I feel like we'll be running a lot in the second half. I agree with Eric.
Okay.
I think we'll jump ahead and then control that clock and slow it down.
Looks like everybody's saying Pollard in the comments.
Yes.
What about you, Charlie?
What is it? 180 yards?
Under 80.
80 yards rushing.
Oh, 80?
80 over or under.
Oh, fucking over.
Single back.
One back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go over on that one.
Which back you got?
I have to take Zeke on this one.
Okay.
I'll take Pollard on less touches. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll take Zeke on this one. Zeke kind of shows up for the Eagles games. So
Zeke's going to have 2 touchdowns for 2 yards. He's going to have like 10 yards on 15 carries.
But yeah, I'll take Zeke on this one, which I hardly ever take Zeke on anything. So there you go.
Mendoza, you with everybody else with Pollard on the over, or you going Zeke too?
Zeke rushes for -10 with 30 touches. That's fucking it's terrible. It's kind of true, though.
All right, guys, go to the wide receiver position. One of our receivers over under 12 catches. Not even doing yards, just catches. And
How many catches? What was it?
12 catches over under one of our receivers. 12 catches.
Under.
Okay.
How confident?
Trey has over.
Oh, over. Ooh. Who do you think is going to make those? Lamb? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal. If Coop can't go, I'll take the over.
Okay.
If Coop can play and he's effective, give me the under. I don't think we'll have to throw that much.
Trey goes to Lamb because he went to school with Lamb.
Oh, no shit.
Well, kind of. He was in 7th grade. Lamb was a junior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It counts.
About that draft after the draft, me in his 7th grade, we went to go watch him practice. Me and his uncle.
Yeah.
And same on the opposite field, there was high school kids practicing. So when they was done, we'd go over there and watch the high school, and there was a tall dude with dreads, and me and my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, we was all like, "Damn, man, that dude's going to be good." He was going up one-handed in high school, 16 years old, and just snatching them, And I didn't know who in the hell he was. Then when we drafted him, they said he went to Houston. He went to Foster High School. I was like, holy shit. So I got his age and went back and backdated. I'm like, that's that motherfucker we used to watch in practice all the time. That's the dude that was going over everybody in practice, just snatching everything out of the air. And I was like, damn, you went to school, same school as fucking Lamb did. So that's his claim to fame now. A little bit of my claim to fame too. Oh yeah, and that too.
Hey, is it my
What do
turn?
you got? What do you got, Rika?
Stop calling me that, asshole.
Jalen Rieger.
I'm gonna say Cooper goes over the 12, but Lamb is going to have more yards.
Okay.
Did Cooper confirm he's playing with a cracked rib?
Yeah.
And this has been since the Tampa game?
Yeah.
Didn't he go on
And we
105 through the fan Thursday and say that?
Yeah.
He's been playing with crack wheels since week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the deal: we haven't really seen him
I cracked
favor
every one of
or
my fucking ribs.
but he hasn't shown any of that
Cooper.
until the last game.
Cooper's had a lot of injuries since he's been in Dallas, but he has missed.
He plays through them.
There was like a half a game in there, I think. I don't think he ever missed a full game at any point in time. He plays right through him. That guy's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say, will he be as effective? Now, if you know,
Oh yeah.
if the other guys can sense that they don't have to send Slay to, you know, fucking take them whatever one-on-one all the time, follow them everywhere, then yeah, give me the under. But
Cooper was great. He was great in LA a week after a cracked rib. We didn't know he had a cracked rib.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason for him to regress just because we know about it now.
yeah, you get fucking hit once, now everybody knows you got a cracked rib.
Yep.
I mean, the shot only works the first time.
Yeah.
You can't go
Right.
get another one.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
I'd
anybody,
hit him in the fucking ribs if I was
am I the
playing
only
him,
one
you know?
going under on this?
What did you say? What was the
Yeah, I
yardage?
think you're the only one.
12
catches?
Charlie.
12 catches. Kind of like what Coop said. You put your number one corner on one guy, the other guy eats. Could be that kind of situation.
And the only reason I'm going under is because I don't think their defense is very good. And I think they're all going to get a shitload of fucking reception. I mean, I think
7 receivers last week.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to catch. All the running backs going to catch. And I'm agreeing with Eric and Rocky where I think we're going to get the lead and then we're going to run the ball. And then all the that's why I'm going under. I mean, you know, when somebody might get over with us getting the lead. I mean, hell, somebody might have 12 by halfway through the third quarter. You know, we got a 30 to fucking 10 lead or something.
Wilson should get some action in there too. And as I looked through the stats for both teams, guys, let me tell you, Wilson is only 10 yards behind Rieger, who is their wide receiver 1 right now. Our wide receiver 4 is only 10 yards behind Rieger. Jalen just doesn't throw that much. And when he does, he has a lot of incompletions.
I'll say this again. We just have a lot of goddamn weapons, dude. We do. I mean, and I hate to fucking harp on this, but that's why you don't run the damn ball. You know, you don't start off running the damn ball. I don't give a shit how good the pass defense is. Just fucking wing it and fucking get the lead and then run the ball. There's too many. And I know what last week they was daring us to run the ball and we won, and I'm not going to complain. But I don't think that game had to be that close. I don't think that game had to be 20-17. I don't think it had to be that way. You know, and the only thing running the damn ball does is when you're facing a good offense and it's like, well, we want to control the time and don't give them as many. But the only thing that does is cause you to lose less. Like instead of losing 40-37, you're going to lose 20-17. It doesn't really matter. You still fucking lose by 3. So who gives a shit? We just have too many weapons, man. I don't know. With them kind of passing weapons, I don't want to fucking control the clock. I don't give a shit if I've got weapons or not. But
I like this comment from DeLunatic. Kellen Moore said it earlier this week. Attack what the defense gives you aggressively. Absolutely. I've been saying it since way back late May, early June. We've got too many weapons to identify as a run-first team or a passing team. We need to be extremely diverse. We've got an offensive coordinator who studied at Boise State, who knows how to build a playbook, who knows how to incorporate play action and do new things. And the identity of this offense needs to be just pure chaos. Talk trash about your mama, send you home crying. That's what the identity of this offense needs to be, not run the damn ball. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't see how you limit Dak at all early in games.
Is Marcus on mute?
I'm unmuted now. I was muted.
Okay, I was like, man, I see your lips moving, but I don't hear nothing coming out.
I was saying, what's up to Jeff? Thank you for joining.
Okay.
And Jack, I see your question. We'll get to that in a minute. I got 2 more over-unders, and then I'm done. Charlie kind of led into this one with his answer. He says he sees a shit ton of receptions all around our team. The tight ends haven't really been involved so far. So over under 4 receptions for one of our tight ends this week.
They got a safety out, don't they? McLeod or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. McLeod.
That's a tip of the scale into the tight end's favor. What's the number?
4.
Well, he's questionable. McLeod was listed as questionable. That was about 6 hours ago when I checked the list. So
Gotcha.
over
And without
under.
Googling, what are the other guys' names?
I don't know.
They got the guy from Minnesota. That's about it.
Smith, not Smith.
What's the tight end? What's the safety's name?
Hill?
Anthony Johnson. Anthony Harris. Anthony Harris.
Yes, he's the one that I wanted that we didn't get, and they got him on that 1 year, $5 million. It's a freaking Stephen Jones special right there. 1 year, $5 million contract, and I wanted him, and we didn't go get him. Anthony Harris.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck who they are since nobody knows who they are. It should tell us a lot about it. I'm going to go over.
4 catches?
Yeah.
4 catches.
Between everybody, right?
No, one of our tight ends.
One.
One of our tight ends stands out and gets more than 4 catches this week.
That's a kind of a deal breaker for me. If it's just one guy.
No, I'm saying, does one of our guys get more than 4 catches? Because so far, none of them have gotten more than 3 catches in a game.
Right. Yeah, I don't like it. Give me under.
Okay.
No, I want to say over. Dak's been using the tight ends quite a bit on the edge, since Gallup went out. So that's what I noticed.
Yeah.
And because that's where that Philly defense is going to be the weakest is on the edge. I'm going to say over. Yeah, over 4. Not by much, but over 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll be brave. I'll say we both of them have over 4. Jarwin and
wow.
They'll both have over 4.
Bold prediction.
That's what the fuck I'm about. Bold, bitches.
I think that's fucking crazy talk. You're telling me 8+ catches to the tight ends? Holy shit. I mean, fucking salute if that happens.
Yeah. And I see
who knows, man? Maybe their offense keeps up. Maybe we just don't have an answer on D and it's just a shootout and everybody, we hit all these fucking overs on offense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go see, without watching the fucking games over, how Philly's defenses looked against, the only 2 opponents that they've had. It's kind of
they looked good against Atlanta, but that was by comparison. And then you got the real story in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Just nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Deebo Samuels ate them for lunch that game. That was ridiculous. All right, last over under. We got Dak doing what Dak does every week. So over under, I won't do yardage because I feel like that's too easy. So we'll do 2.5. Over under 2.5 touchdowns for Dak.
Is that total on the ground as well?
No, just passing.
Passing. Just passing.
2.5. Over under.
Over.
Okay.
Yeah, give me over.
Oh wow.
Better fucking give me over. He's on my fantasy team. I'm starting.
I think we're gonna end the half somewhere between 20 and 24, Bluff, and it's gonna be in the air. It's over 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's confident in that over. It's good.
Some good questions in the comments here. Jack wants to know if Ertz is going to make the game. Yeah, he's been cleared, right? Is that what you said, Reka?
Yes. Ertz has been activated.
Has been cleared.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be there. But wasn't he banged up as well, or was he just on COVID protocol?
He was on COVID protocol. He was activated today from COVID protocol.
No injury designations or anything like that?
No, they didn't have anything listed. And it didn't actually say COVID. It said illness, but none of them said COVID. It said on Randy Gregory's, that he was activated from illness, and I was freaking COVID.
Yeah. Ertz's problem. Ertz's problem is he has 1 foot in free agency, and the front office has his name written in pen for cuts. I mean pencil. That's his problem. Did you guys see that Kelsey had to dye his hair blonde because he lost a bet with Ertz that he would?
Yeah, they both had their hair blonde, look like Eminem.
No, that he would be with Philly next year, right, or something like that.
Kelsey bet that he would be gone.
Right.
Yeah, and he lost the bet.
I wonder if Ertz just nah, fuck it, I'll come back just to win that. I really think he wants to be gone. I'm surprised, man. I don't know. Nobody wanted to pay, right? Because they had to make a trade for him. He's under contract. Is that correct?
He's on the contract. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's giving it up. So really he's got a foot not in free agency but in retirement.
Yeah.
If nobody wanted to come after him, how old is he now? He's got to be in his 30s.
He's probably knocking on 30.
He's still a quality tight end. Just nobody's going to give up picks for him. If he hit free, if they cut him, somebody
Jason
pick him up
Witten at
quick.
the end of his career, right?
Yeah, somebody pick. Yeah,
no yak
pick him up. Exactly.
Can still put his foot in the ground and make a turn or two.
30.
He'll be 31 by the end of the year.
There you go.
Yeah, it was quite a few good questions and comments in there. The Lunatic came with a great stat about Philly's defense. About giving up one play, 20+ yards.
Yeah.
I think we see more than that this week.
Mendoza says sorry.
Go
Philly
ahead, Eric.
defense has only given up. Okay.
Yeah, and you were going to Mendoza's comment. Yeah.
Yeah, if Mook is active, Curse gets Ertz, Mook gets Goddard. I would actually flip that.
Yeah.
I want my more athletic guy, quicker guy going with Goddard, and I like the length against Ertz.
Yeah.
That's just how I would do it. I feel like Curse is a better athlete. Mook's got the length there.
Hey, can you go back to
go ahead? Which one?
The Lunatic special teams question? I'm curious what you guys think about that.
I don't see it.
Go back up. Does MM control Bones more? Are you good with Fossil's aggressiveness? It was at 925.
I hope so. They need to put a shock collar on him. I am sick of Bones. I've had enough of Bones Fossil.
How do you guys feel about that?
Done.
Hey, real quick, you notice he has bluffed that question, right?
Yeah.
He didn't ask any of us about those special team shit.
Shut up, Charlie.
He wants to fucking prove to answer that special teams question.
No.
Go ahead, Marcus. Tell us what you think.
No. I'm with you, Riker.
Oh, yeah, I forget I'm not muted.
It's I have no problem with the aggressiveness. My problem is kind of what we talked about with the offense. Situational football. I have no problem going for the punter. That's the punt return team's job. If you're not blocking, you're rushing. Hold on one second. Kim, I'm going live right now, so don't do anything crazy behind me. I don't want the show to turn X-rated. So yeah. But yeah, I have no problem with him rushing the punter. But you gotta look at the situation. You're at the 50-yard line, it's 3rd and long. You play for your team to get out of the end zone right there. If it was anywhere other than that, I have no problem with it because that's their job.
Yeah, Joey Ikes brought it up, and he's trying to defend the call on Twitter. I don't know if y'all follow Joey Ikes.
Okay.
But he brought up 3 plays from last year because Chargers got 3 punt blocks last year.
Okay.
Well, the two of the plays he brought up, I told him that had nothing. They're not similar because 2 of the punts was the first fucking drive San Diego had of the game. First drive of the game.
Yeah.
They punted and they got it blocked. I said, so you can throw them out. That you can't compare them to because it's not even close. Then they got one blocked by Jacksonville, which was almost identical to ours. Score, time, the spot on the field. But like I told him and I said on our show on Tuesday, I still compare it to a Texas Hold'em on a 7-2 offsuit. Just because you call 7-2 offsuit against pocket aces and you win doesn't make the shit a good call.
Right, doesn't make it a good call.
So just because Jacksonville did it last year and got lucky and got the punt block, it's great. But you're still not a good call. You don't repeat it. Not at that time of the game, not at that part of the field.
Right.
If they're backed up further or if it's first quarter, there's just too much shit going on right then. You just leave it alone and just let them fair catch it or maybe get a little 10, 15-yard punt return. No reason. I mean, you just bailed them out big time on that shit.
Yeah.
That was dumb. And I'm an aggressive type person. I want aggressiveness, but I'm not also a dipshit person where I just do it just to do it.
Exactly.
There are times of the game you do it and times of the game you don't. And that's not the time of the game you should have done it.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, me and you both went in on the chat. I was like, why did they do that? Why did they go for the block? I mean, it made no sense to go from the block there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd already decided, all right, CD calls a fair catch. We're on the 20, maybe get us to the 30. We'll be good. We'll go down there and score. Next thing I know, it's 1st and 10 from them, and we're fucking putting the defense back out there. It was dumb.
Yep. I agree with you. The situation was not good. In terms of that, in terms of aggressiveness, I disagree with it. But his aggressiveness in general, I mean, that's kind of what we asked for on offense and defense. So why do we not ask for it on special teams?
Well, there's times on offense I don't want to be aggressive. If we're up by fucking 20 with 7 minutes left, I don't want Dak whipping it around.
Yeah.
And getting an interception and putting him back in the game. That's the time where, hey, stop being aggressive. Let's fucking get in 12, 13 personnel and let's run this motherfucker. So I mean, there are certain times I don't want aggressiveness. I mean, even on offense and defense. And that's one of the times on special teams. If it was, like I said, if it was first quarter, I'd been all for it. I'm like, hell yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, you fucked us. They're going to get 3.7 points. We got the whole game to come back in. Right. No problem and shit. So,
yeah. But in a game when it looks like we're not going to be able to stop their offense, and we got fortunate enough to get them in 3rd and long.
We got some fortunate penalties.
Right.
I mean, things was just kind of going in our favor the whole game. It's just kind of like, and I'm not saying don't deserve the penalties. You can't get a penalty, but it's just a little bit of luck is always involved in every game. And so just don't give them luck by fucking doing something stupid like they did.
Eric, did you touch on that one?
With Bones, right?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. What if we block that fucking kick? Then the narrative changes, right? Oh, fuck yeah.
No, it don't change for me. No, I just talked about this Tuesday on our show.
It doesn't change for me either.
It'd be like a 7-2 offsuit. I'm not gonna praise the guy. Hey man, you did a good job calling 7-2 offsuit. Great fucking call. I'm gonna say, dude, you're a dumbass. You got lucky. Be lucky. Don't do that shit again.
Right.
There's been many calls on offense that worked, and I'm like, it fucking worked, but that was a bad fucking call.
The watermelon kick.
Yeah.
Horrible play call. Horrible, but it worked. The watermelon kick last year.
Oh yeah.
Horrible play call.
Yeah, I mean, just sometimes shit works out. A bad call sometimes works out. Doesn't mean it's a good call. It just means you got lucky. I mean, I know this. Somebody calls my pocket aces with 7-2 and they win. They're not getting out of that fucking poker room.
Yeah.
I mean, how many fucking actual called punt blocks get executed? You're lucky either way you look at it. You're lucky if you get a fucking punt block because blocks normally don't get punted or don't, punts normally don't get blocked.
Right.
It's a lucky fucking call either, no matter when you call it. But I understand the there was no need for it. It's not right place, right time. But when is the fucking time? I guess when your back's against it. Yeah. How many pump blocks come at a time they're needed?
When the 0-0, nothing's happened. There's nothing been shown that's going to happen, and you're like, you know what? Let's try to get a fucking big play here, and let's start this game out right, and let's try to get a fucking pump block. And get hype, get the stadium into it, or if you're on the road, take the stadium out of it. That's when you do it. But in the middle of a fucking game at that spot, that's not a good time to fucking do it. But hey, if it works, you're right. On most fans would have been like, oh, that's a great fucking call. I'm glad he did it. I'm not most fans. I would have been saying that's still fucking stupid. I'm glad it worked, and I'll take the fucking whatever we got out of it. But let's don't try that stupid shit again.
Yeah.
Aggression is good, but you have to know when to be aggressive. And then when you are aggressive at the wrong time, you don't stand in front of a room full of reporters and blame it on Cowboys Nation. Kiss my ass.
The worst.
It's not my fault you called some stupid shit out there. Yeah, I wanted aggression, but it's your job. You shouldn't be listening to me. Who the hell am I? Some chick
Exactly.
cussing at Charlie Moffat on YouTube? Why the fuck are you listening to us? We don't know what the hell we're talking about. Don't blame it on Cowboys fans. Own your shit.
You know,
I'd be real interested to see what the numbers are if
When I screw
when
up
do
at
punt
work,
blocks
I'm not
occur
telling my
most.
boss, well, Bones Fossil. He likes it when I fuck up at work. No, I don't blame it on him. He doesn't need to blame it on us.
What'd you say about the numbers, Eric?
I'd be curious to know. I don't even know if this is a stat that's tracked, but I want to know how many punts get blocked, during those situations you mentioned where it's probably a good idea to call a punt block. If not, how many get blocked whenever it's not a good, when they're
Yeah.
not expecting a fucking punt block to be called. I'd be curious to know when they actually happen, what the splits are. Because if so, I mean, that argument goes out the window.
that's true.
You know what I mean? They're luck no matter when you fucking call them. So if you can get one now, it's early in the game. So look at it this way: if it's early in the game and you don't want to call it because of what happened, that penalty, you do have the rest of the game to make up for it if the penalty happens. You know what I mean? You're not blowing the game or you're not crippling yourself because there's more time. We're still up. We're still in the driver's seat, so to speak. And all we're doing is just giving them another opportunity to get another first down. Right? It doesn't cripple us to where now obviously it happened the way it did, but just another angle to look at it, I think.
Yeah. Somebody asked the over/under question about return yards for the Eagles.
Kick it out of the fucking end zone, and I think we'll win the field position battle. So I don't see a whole lot of punt returns.
Who are the returners?
Again, without using Google, this is a great exercise, man. Who the fuck, Rager? I would put it at someone.
My
Give it to
guess,
Smith.
yeah. My guess would be
Smith return punts?
Smith and Gainwell without even looking, but I don't even know.
And I
Maybe
think
even their little running back
Gainwell-
guy, Byron Scott. Maybe I don't know what the fuck his name is.
Him or
Scott-
Gainwell, yeah.
Scott has COVID,
Ooh.
and there was something about Gainwell. I don't know if he's playing. I could be wrong about that, though. Hold on. You just give me this. I'm gonna look it up. There was something in my mind about Gainwell, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. I did end up Googling it, Eric. It looks like the punt return is Rager, and the kick returners are Gainwell and Scott.
Nice. Kind of like what we do, really.
Yeah. So you guys don't think? So you don't think we'll get over 50 with us scoring as much as you think we will?
Over under 50 return.
We're
We're
talking
in the-
kick
we're in-
returns or punt returns or a combination.
But
Yeah,
Fossil has said he doesn't like to kick it in the end zone so he can have a better chance of.
Fossil's a fucking dipshit. I actually like to hire him. We hired him, and ever since then, and last year he didn't really bother me. We had a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But this year it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? You trying to get a head coaching job? You're trying to do all these fancy shit, and it works out. And you're like, look at me, I'm a fucking special teams genius, like fucking Harbaugh, and hire me for fucking a head coaching job.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, back the fuck off on some of this.
Yeah.
He has way too much control.
Yeah, because he doesn't like to kick it in the end zone, I would say over, just on kick return alone.
He kicked the fuck out of it last week, though, in the end zone.
Yeah, that's my point there. So week 1, fucking special teams coverage looked terrible.
Yeah.
Week 2, it got better, but the only real knock was the punt block call, which whatever, we made our points there on that one. So even if you combine the two, kick return and punt return, I'm going to go with the under here.
Okay.
I think we continue to kick it deep with the leg on kickoff. I don't think they should fucking ever see a return. We're at the house. There's no wind. And then for punt, I think we win the turnover, the field position battle, and we're either kicking field goals or we're pinning them deep. So, or touchdowns, obviously. So I don't think they get very many chances to get over 50 yards.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. My only concern is
I'll probably be like Eric. I'll probably go with the under on that one. If he kicks an end zone, if he does kick an end zone, they'll go over.
I agree with that 100%.
And with Fossil, I don't know. We'll find out. But That's how I think it'll go. If he kicks it in the end zone, we'll be fine. If he don't, it might be some trouble.
All right, I'm with you.
Corey, dude, chill. God damn.
Thank you for not posting any of his comments here.
Yeah.
With
Jimmy
all the
Fossil interview for a head coach job last year, along with Kellen Moore. The lunatic asks. I don't remember that. I don't know.
I only remember more to lunatic.
I'm not sure if I'm a GM, if I'm wasting my time with that. I don't know why.
I mean, he's a special teams coach.
He's always been a special teams guy, right? What else does he do?
Well,
A special teams coach with questionable decision-making skills.
He's decent on Zoom. I guess he keeps you engaged.
other than John Harbaugh, has there been a special teams coach that's been a head
Had a
coach?
vasectomy? I don't know.
Not that I remember.
Right.
I don't know.
I think John. I'm sure maybe there has. Well, not really. Cowboy was a special teams coach, but he was defensive coach when he got hired. But he started off as a special teams coach in Cleveland.
Okay.
The lunatic says Joe Judge.
But I think by the time he got hired, he was a linebackers coach or something for Kansas City when he got hired by Pittsburgh.
I think Joe Judge was a receivers coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Joe Judge is a special teams coach right now because the Giants are definitely special.
Damn, that's funny. I get it now.
Okay, I got
that
you.
shit was over my head until now. I get it now.
Mine too.
That's fucking funny. It's still over Charlie's.
Now I'm looking at something for special teams. I didn't hear what was said.
I thought it was just like still trying to read it. Yeah, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, I believe. I didn't like that. I hope we don't run it up the middle with Cox and Hargraves there, with Biotic struggling the way he has. Even with like I said before, help from Connor or Zach there, I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Because you double one, you still got the other one to defend with. So unless it's you're doubling one and leaving Martin up against whoever's left, then I don't like it up the middle at all.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, will he look better? I don't know. He still struggled with Zach last week, didn't he?
Yeah. One of the things I like about what the Eagles do, they don't mind putting Cox and making him get one-on-one situations with guys. So I can definitely see them find a way to run some type of version of a 3-4 where you just have Cox isolated on Biotis if they figure out he's the weakest link and just go at him with Cox.
Going after him with some Cox, baby.
How many times did I say Cox?
Man,
I just thought about it. How many times did I say Cox in that sentence?
Poor Trey, he came in to show his face, dude.
So Tyler Biotis should be getting a lot of Cox in this game.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Trey. Trey just covered his face.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Richard Sherman won't ever die. Didn't his name just came up in
Tampa.
Tampa? Was that it?
It was
Now,
Tampa.
did he actually get a visit? Is this real deal or is this just rumor?
I just saw just a Twitter post about it. So
Yeah,
I
I did.
know.
Yeah, I think it was just on Twitter, rumor or something. That's interesting. The motherfuckers are going after peeps. They stayed loaded with old school talent. Is Richard Sherman the guy he was at any point in his career anymore? I don't know. And then you still have the legal shit, right? You can't really touch his name until the league says anything about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't handle that door. I don't think he can handle another year in the NFL.
Bro, that door whooped his ass, didn't it? That's some badass bolts on that bitch. That's a big dude. I'm just an average sized human, so he's not one of the biggest in the NFL, but he's a big fucking dude. I could tear a fucking door down. That door whooped his ass, bro. I couldn't believe how fucking sturdy that shit was. That's funny.
All right.
Y'all ready for predictions? Score predictions? Y'all
Yeah,
got
we-
numbers?
with
Yeah,
hour
before the
45.
predictions, I have just like a couple things that I've written down. I didn't do a blog this week. Shut up, Charlie. Yeah, I'm talking about my damn blog. You can read my blog at riotandmovesthechains.com when and if I decide to write one. But just a couple things that I had on my mind this week looking at Philly. Again, Eric hates this, but I'm all about that red zone efficiency. We improved quite a bit last week. We went from 25% up to 42.9 because we did so well in LA. The Eagles, though, are 4 for 5 in the red zone this season. They're at 80%. So we've really got to keep trending upwards on the red zone efficiency. Defensively, we haven't been at our best on third downs. We're great on first and second downs. We're letting them convert too many first down conversions against LA. So I'd like to see that cleaned up. Also, right now we are leading the league in sorry, there's a bunch of noise distracting me. We're leading the league in penalties. And I'm okay with some penalties. I like it when they play hard. I like it when it's a little bit smash mouth and just the rules of today's NFL. You're going to rack up some penalties that way, but I don't like leading the league. We need to clean that up just a little bit. So, just a few thoughts for me, some things I'd like to see going into this game that I think they need to work on.
Let's hear
And
it.
that's it. Now we can do some predictions.
Okay. Who's starting us off?
I don't even have a number yet.
27-20, Dallas.
Man, that's spotting them a bunch.
I actually got higher than that.
Wow.
I got 34-23.
I'm only going to give them one touchdown. I think they only score one. I don't think they break 20 points.
Okay.
Give me, and you know what? And with everything else I've said on the offense, I don't think we have to put up a ton either. I think we'll start running the ball fairly quickly in the second half and put it away. Give me 27-13. I'll take that.
Okay.
24. Give us another one. 31. Go 31-13.
Okay.
34-10.
34-10, he said.
Nice.
That'll work.
Sounds good to me.
All right. 31-17, Lunatic has. Mendoza has 30-20.
30-20. And you already made yours, Charlie, in the group, right?
Where you going, Cam?
Yeah.
What'd you put? 20. What'd you put?
Okay.
27-20.
27-20. Okay.
Okay.
We need to write these down.
Bro, open to the 11. You want to run over there?
We're at anyways, I was
I'll jump
looking when
10
y'all was talking, I was looking at start field position where we rank. We're 24th in the NFL in start field position. We average a 26-yard line on starting field
We'll
position.
look for that to change this week, Charlie.
Yep. Start field position.
I really hope we win that. I see a huge flip flop there just because the style of offense they have and how conservative they are. It's going to be a lot of third and longs, I think. So
Number one in the NFL is actually New Orleans. They average a 36-yard line on a starting field position. Jesus Christ, 10 more yards than us. Tampa Bay's 35. Makes it a lot easier when your fucking offense gets to start off there.
Right. You're one first down from the 50-yard line. Just about.
And the worst team in the NFL is Jacksonville at the 20-yard line.
No surprise.
We're 6 yards better than them.
Don't you automatically get it at the
Well, the punts and stuff like that.
do y'all always predict Cowboys win? Negative. I think
Nope.
3 out of the 4 here had Tampa winning the first game. So
Yeah.
I think me and Charlie are pretty spot on so far. No, Rakitu had us beating Chargers too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I actually had our score pretty close on the Chargers game, but not theirs. I was off there. I had us beating the Chargers, so I had us losing in Tampa Bay, and I was only 2 points off on that one.
Yeah, that's right. You all had the same score, I think.
Charlie and I
Y'all
did.
and Charlie.
Mhm.
And Marcus, you're 1-1 on the year. You had us beating Tampa, right?
I did, yeah. And after
Fucking
the
kick away.
injury, and I said it would be a kick, but I thought we would get the last call. And after I did have us losing to the Chargers pre-week 2, but once the injury started kicking in, I changed that quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had us losing both games preseason before the season started, and then the Buck game actually, although we lost it, made me switch my Charger because I was starting off 0-2,
Mm-hmm.
and then and now I have us going on like probably I think it's 6 or 7 game win streak.
I'm on 6 too.
Yeah, so
I am a little bit more
it's enough
nervous about
smart
the
ass. We don't
Panthers.
fucking pick all the Cowboy games to win.
I'm a little bit more nervous about the Panthers than I was a few weeks ago. But I'm gonna be giving that some thought before the
Damn,
next show.
she's jumping ahead already, man. Shit, don't be doing that. You're gonna jinx us. You can be looking past these guys. You can't be looking past no division games, man.
No, I'm not looking past it. I'm just saying, as far as the predictions that we made on this show at the beginning of the season, I really thought that we would beat the Panthers, and now I want to look at that a little bit closer. I think I might have gotten that wrong.
The Panthers are full as gold on defense, and CMC is going to be out a few
but
weeks.
It's not going to be as easy as what I thought it was going to be going in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be easier.
I do too.
We'll talk about that next week. That's all I got for this week, guys. Everybody's good on Eagles?
Yeah.
Sam Mono Darnold. That's fucked up.
We will be leaving tomorrow at 9:00 in the morning to go to Dallas.
Now, how far are you guys from Dallas?
About 2.5 hours.
That's nice.
What about you, Eric? How far are you from Dallas?
I'm all the way in the southeast side of Houston. I'm on the other side of the fucking world.
Houston's
Okay.
You used to get
That's a fuck 3.5, 4 hour. I don't know.
What from
Arlington is like
from Seabrook?
from
Seabrook. You're good 4.5.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he don't live far from.
I'm coming in on Monday, Bluff. It'll take me about 3 hours 45 minutes from my driveway to the stadium.
And where are you at, Riker?
West Texas, out west. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, when I lived in Houston, it was a drive. I had season tickets in 2003, and that's about a 4.5 hour drive from Houston.
Oh, we didn't touch on.
What's that?
The Lunatic brought it up. The Hall of Fame ring ceremony.
Yeah.
And what about Jimmy? Is he getting inducted into the ring or no?
I keep people saying that. I saw Space Cowboy say something.
I've heard both, right?
Urban reported that he was getting inducted, but it's no. And me and Space Cowboy, I had this conversation before. I would be shocked if he is because there's been no announcement, so nobody even knows about it. So it'd be kind of, to me, it'd be a shitty.
Yeah, I think
it takes away from the Hall of Fame, right?
There was a take out there.
Everybody,
if we don't do it this game when he gets his during the ring ceremony, they're not going to do it. I don't think that's true.
No, I don't
Jerry
either.
said Jerry said he's going to do it, and he's going to do it. But if I were Jimmy, I would want it. I mean, do it up big, do it right. If you're going to do it, don't just
going to do it.
Cowboy, I don't see
throw
him
it in
doing
there
this
with this
game
other
because
thing.
there's 2 more Cowboys being celebrated. I think if Jerry does it, he's going to have it fucking Jimmy night.
Right.
Like it's going to be all about fucking Jimmy. And it's going to be an announcement. Everybody's going to know about it. I don't think all of a sudden, I mean, we just
and I don't think it'll be on Monday Night Football. I think it'll be, I would imagine it would probably be like a Sunday Night Football kind of thing. Yeah. Or you know what? It may be when a week when we're America's Game of the Week, Jimmy's affiliated with Fox. A game when Fox is covering us, and they go ahead and cover that whole halftime situation. Instead of cutting to commentary and catching up with other teams. So that would be ideal.
I'd be shocked if it this weekend because, like I said, there's nobody even knows about it. I'd be sitting in hell. I'll probably be getting something to drink at halftime. But if I know Jimmy was going to be honored, I wouldn't go get something to drink. You know, I'd send Trey.
Right.
You guys see the Lunatics comment?
What's that, Bubba?
You guys see the Lunatics comment? No,
that's high five.
Jimmy is only getting his Hall of Fame ring.
Not inducted into the ring. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the Ring of Honor ceremony will come. They just haven't announced. announced
that's
when yet, and but
okay. Then
we
that's
were
why Space
talking.
Cowboy misunderstood Irvin. This what must happen. He must have thought he said he was going to get. All right, then that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, because I'm about to
Okay.
say just it would make no sense just not to. Because when Woodson got in, Aikman got in. I mean, we knew it weeks ahead of time. It's like, hey, they're going to get inducted. So it'd be no sense, make no sense. And if he does get inducted, I think it'd be a standalone unless there's somebody else, and I can't think of who, another one of his players. I don't know who it would be. They might would induct them, but I don't think there's nobody on the list right now that I can see
Yeah.
making it. I mean, Moose Johnson, but I don't think he's up there on Jerry's list to put him in or some shit like that. But yeah, I think it's going to be a Jimmy Johnson night. I think Jerry's going to just go all out and fucking sell out for him and just it be all about Jimmy that night or that day, whenever they do it. You know, but anyways, we're leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning. Bluff, you're already down there, right?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Tempo and
Just
Rocket
hang.
will be down there when you leaving Monday.
Monday.
Monday. Eric
Well,
staying at home.
salute y'all, man. I'll be watching from the couch. I'll be cheering like a motherfucker.
I'm not going to the game either, Eric.
Oh,
I'm just in
okay.
town.
All right.
I'm jealous either way. Not really. I got a big ass TV. Fuck y'all.
This means my son has a bigger TV.
Yeah, Jerry's got a way bigger TV, huh?
Yeah.
Not if I sit really close to mine, it's about the same.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, I always prefer to watch a game
I do
at
too,
home
from the house.
over going
Yeah.
to the game. But once a year, once every couple of years, I like to go just because of the atmosphere,
Sure.
and especially if it's with him. If it wasn't for Trey, I wouldn't go. But if it's a me and son, a father son thing, I'm always going to do that shit.
And this one
Yeah.
should be a nice one.
And this is going to be a good one, exactly.
Even just walking through the parking lot should be worth the experience.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what we're going. We're grabbing a cooler. We're going to get there 4 hours early. We're going to sit down on our little chairs and not drink beer, obviously, but fucking drink some Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, whatever we bring, and we'll just watch all the idiots. And there should be plenty of them. And
Yeah.
Cowboy fans are included in that too, because there's a bunch of idiots in them too. So, and watch them argue about fucking ratings and how great we are at ratings and fucking how popular we are and stupid shit that they do.
How good Zeke is.
Yeah, that's a good Zeke is.
Where are you at, Mendoza? Aren't you like upper Midwest, Ohio or some shit?
Yeah, I think Mendoza in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think I always ask, is that upper Midwest? Is that upper Midwest? I don't think so. Am I saying that right?
No, that's right.
Upper
Yeah,
Midwest?
upper Midwest. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
like Illinois,
Midwest,
Indiana,
yeah.
all those shits, right? Okay.
Those
Yeah.
shits.
You're not bad on geography.
I'm terrible, bro. Well, first of all, fucking, geography, they're not real good at teaching that here in the States. It's pretty much everything that's not in the country, and then okay, that's here in the United States. We know where it's at. And then once you start breaking it down, fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
I know everything in Texas.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Ohio.
he says he's in
Mendoza
Ohio.
says he's in Ohio.
Mhm.
Ohio.
Jerry can keep his TV. He wants the yacht. I'm with
Right.
you there.
Now, I'll
The
take that
yacht's
fucking yacht.
I'll
That
take
yacht.
the boat that lives on the yacht.
Yeah, the rescue boat. Like if something happens, bad happens, you take it. Yes,
I think
I'll
it's
take
a little
that boat.
ski boat that pulls into the side of it and just
Yeah.
chills.
Yeah, I'll
That's
take
crazy.
that too.
First 2 weeks, there he goes. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, I saw two of the
Attendance
top
champions.
three was us, huh? One on a Thursday, one on a Sunday.
I
Midday.
agree. We do run the airways.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why
Not
it
sure
makes
not sure it's a good thing.
no.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. Hey, if you guys haven't yet, do us a favor, hit that like button, or you know what, high five, dude. You can hit that dislike button. We're good with that too.
He won't.
And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can be notified of all of our future uploads. And you're going to want to have the notifications on because starting on October 6th on this channel, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, is the Rika Moves the Chain show. So,
Another show. Another show.
oh, it's going to be it's going to be a shit show, I can tell you right now. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. It'll be me, it'll be Charlie, and I believe the second week, October 13th, I should have Space Cowboy on with me. And
Okay.
he's always good to talk to. So I'm excited.
Bluff, you want to tell them where everybody can find you?
All right, guys, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Bluff City Cowboys, Instagram, Bluff City Cowboys, Twitter at Bluff Cowboys. You can catch us every Wednesday night, 8:30 Central Time on the Cowboy Zone. Myself and my co-host Lambo breaking down the games before, upcoming games. And we also do a mini pregame show at 11:30 Central Time on Sundays. We won't do it this Sunday, but we'll start back next week.
Gotcha. And DCU can be found on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all those. Just Google or search Dallas Cowboys Uncensored. You'll find us there. I do have my personal Twitter right there below my pretty face there. But I'll be honest with you, I really only jack with the DCU account. I just, try to spend as least amount of time as I can on the interwebs. So, Charlie, where else can they find you, buddy?
That's the only place they can find me.
Nobody really wants to find Charlie.
That's what I'm about to say. I don't want
Crockett,
people finding
Texas,
me. And I don't
motherfucker.
think people really want to find me.
Pull up.
But yeah, everything Eric said, Dallas Cowboys Uncensored. And I'm with Eric. I got my own
also-
Twitter handle, but I'm on there just that's where I get my news, my analytics stuff, and I follow people there. My DCU account, that's where I talk to the fans and interact. But on my account, that's strictly for news and updates and shit.
Also quick shout out to Dallas Cowboys War Room on Facebook. Good group. Check them out. And also hashtag DC4L. Check them out too as well. The head moderator or head admin there is Amanda Fox. Check them out.
Trey,
That's
you
it.
want to
That's all
tell
I
everybody
got.
where they can find you at?
Where-
Fuck that, huh? Yeah.
Top 500. Where you at? Find him on Madden. What's his gamer tag?
Yeah, wow, what's your gamer tag? Does some of these fuckers get on there and play? What's your gamer tag on that?
I'm not saying my gamer tag.
No?
No, it's embarrassing.
Oh, it's
I
embarrassing?
don't want to see any of these
He
people.
wants
Oh,
no
he said
part of
his
this.
gamer tag is embarrassing.
What is it?
Nah, I don't know. He
Cox.
might tell
Cox killer.
after we get off, but he ain't gonna tell everybody.
Cox killer.
No, it ain't. I promise you, it ain't got Cox in it. He with his daddy. he didn't take after his daddy on that one.
No, it's close.
Oh, is it close?
Really?
Oh, you said it's close? That's my boy. I love my boy.
That's it for me, guys. Appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat, Jack, E, the Lunatic, as always. Appreciate you guys joining in. It really helps the show go along pretty smoothly. And we love the interaction. So,
Yeah.
Puro pinche Cowboys, the Lunatic. What's up? Yeah, that's it for me. Anybody else got anything?
Trey, you got anything? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish Charlie was more like Trey. Silent.
Quiet.
Thanks, Rika.
That's it.
Say it one more time. I don't think.
I
you hear him?
don't think she heard him.
Say it
I
again.
don't know.
Thank you, Rika.
Oh, shit.
Charlie, why did you teach him
Shit
that?
list.
Oh,
Don't don't
y'all want
say
his gamer name?
Don't say
Yeah.
that. Don't say that. Don't.
anyways, I'll give it to her after we get off here.
All right.
But just because he called you Rika, he gets a game tonight. Because I told him before, I said, you got to call her Rika at some point. He goes, what do I get? He said, I get a game. I said, I'll buy you a game. And then towards the end, I said, I don't think she's going to set you up. And when you said, I wish Charlie was more like Trey, I said, there you go. Tell her, thank you, Rika.
Money well
High
spent on
five
Charlie.
dude says
Yeah.
Charlie is underrated. No, he's really not. Charlie is really not underrated in any way, shape, or form. Charlie's the bane of my existence. And I'm probably going to need therapy soon.
Charlie is X-rated.
Charlie is X-rated.
I'm out. Peace.
All right,
Hey,
I'll
y'all.
see you.
Bye, guys.